The nonprofit Wish Upon an Angel is in the memory of both boys. You know, one was my angel, the other one's my hero. It inspires me to continue to do good.
That's like one of the best things in the world to get involved with, helping other kids.
Here's one story that got us in our feels this week. How a college professor has managed to give back to her local community for more than 20 years. Meet Angelita Rovero, a Mexican-American studies professor in the San Fernando Valley area of Los Angeles, who is also the founder of Wish Upon an Angel, a foundation that grants wishes to kids who are terminally ill. Angelita, or Angie for short, explains that the organization was created in honor of two young boys, Mario and Kyle.
So Mario, at 2 years old, I met him and I would do bone marrow drives roughly once a month. Would organize the community, contact different radio stations. For 3 years, I would push and try to educate the Latino community. We were very low in numbers. We always had to find a way to tell people, you know, you're not just signing up for one, you're signing up for anybody, so that if you get called, you're helping anybody in need. So when Mario was 5, they found 2 perfect matches, 6 out of 6 DNA markers, but neither one of those 2 people wanted to donate. Why these people would put themselves on a registry, it was devastating to us.
Mario would go on to receive a bone marrow transplant from an almost perfect match, but due to complications, he sadly passed away in 1999.
He was 5 years old, and he was the type of kid that anytime I would visit him, he was full of life. He was unlike any other child I have ever experienced, been around in my life. And when he passed, I met another boy, and his name was Kyle, and he was 3, and it reminded me a lot of Mario. And we were doing bone marrow drives again for him. 10 years later, Kyle was 13, and he had developed brain cancer. So he went from having leukemia at 3 years old, going into remission, to now being 13 and having brain cancer. And so again, I'm thinking, what does one do? And his mom, Marty, has a very amazing spirit about her. She said, Angie, I need you to hustle. I said, whatever you want, I will hustle. What you want me to do? Because I couldn't believe this was happening. She says before he dies, he wants to meet all of his favorite artists and singers, but you know, he's bedridden and he can't talk.
Kyle had a list of celebs that he wanted to meet, and with a lot of effort, Angie was able to organize several meet and greets, including Steve Perry, Chester Bennington, and George Lopez. However, there was one actor who was not on Kyle's list that answered the call anyway: legendary action star Danny Trejo.
Danny gave me a call and said, I know I'm not on this boy's list, but I want to come visit him. So Danny came and visited him, and unfortunately, about a year later, Kyle died of brain cancer. And that's what inspired me to put together the nonprofit. I have never in my life met somebody like Danny. The kids love it and love him. He's the most scary looking Chicano, but he is the one with the biggest heart. I can't say enough good things about him. The humbleness and the selflessness that man holds, and how he has been there again for the nonprofit, is just something I can't describe.
E! News caught up with the actor, and he explains why it's been important for him to help Angie with her foundation.
The things that Angie does and the things that we do, you know, God puts us at the right place a lot of times at the right time. During this pandemic, we've been passing out food. It's funny because all the women are always like, do you have any Pampers? So me and Mario started passing out Pampers. Mario says, wow, we went from being shot callers in San Quentin to passing out Pampers. He said, you realize if we ever go back to the joint, they'll give us a name like, hey, Huggies, come here. You know, Loves. For me, you know, I owe. You know, it's like, it's that simple. The good Lord, you know, took me out of a very bad situation and gave me the rest of my life to prove that I was worthy. And so I promised to say his name every day and to do whatever I could for my fellow man. And I asked God a couple of days ago, how am I doing? He said, you're almost out of hell. Keep it up, Dan. So I'm doing all right. And I think that's the way, you know, that we're supposed to live.
He also goes on to say why he's a big advocate for giving back to the LA community.
I do whatever's put in front of me, and I know that's the way he wants me to live. And I'm 76, so I think if I stop, I might die. You know, Raza's hardworking, smart, good, intelligent. Every morning I wake up and the first thing I do is say my prayer and then ask Diosito, okay, who can I help today? Please let me help somebody today. And then I just go about my day. And throughout that day, somebody's going to need some help, some kind of way. Angie knows anything I can do or wish upon an angel. All they got to do is call me.
Through the years, Angie has continued her work by granting wishes to kids, varying from toy drives to making gift boxes to celeb meet and greets.
By no means am I trying to compete with other grant wishing organizations, but there are a lot of smaller areas like Canoga Park or like these smaller cities within the San Fernando Valley. You know, other children that don't have the means or are on a waiting list and they need their wish granted now.
Angie's work is far from over and is no longer limited to helping children. Since the start of the pandemic, the professor has expanded her foundation to help the elderly at a local community center by providing them groceries.
We are a small nonprofit, but we are a small nonprofit with a very big heart, trying to do good into the community. So I started a campaign, very simple on Facebook, and then we were able to raise $1,000 in a month. So I took those $1,000 and donated it through groceries.
Even though funding for Wish Upon an Angel has been really difficult amid COVID, Angie remains hopeful and stays motivated by thinking about the two little boys that her foundation honors, Mario and Kyle.
I have this nonprofit in their name. If I don't continue to do things, then it's as if the nonprofit has no meaning. So I can't give up. I don't have a choice. I don't want to give up, but anytime that I think of the boys, that inspires me to continue. There's a saying, and I'm going to quote Danny Trejo. He says, I wake up in the morning thinking, what can I do for somebody else today?
True to her name, Angelita is an angel to everyone she helps.